Exciting morning. Oh, I was just dealing with a client outside the building here and I got to take this thing off. Anyway, it is, I'm ahead of schedule today, 11:34 in the morning. I got a chance to share a couple of ideas with you. I've got a client coming in all the way from out of state that has got some issues and he's not on, where he lives, he's not on a severe restriction as what we're experiencing here in LaSalle County. But this is Brian McIntyre, man living in long-term recovery because of Alcoholics Anonymous, and I operate Two Rivers Outreach here in Streator, and we are a alcohol and substance abuse counseling service, and I consider myself to be a helper. And as I was making some notes this morning about, as I'm listening to the news, I'm flipping channels. Oh, by the way, I'm going to tell you something. Netflix will really screw up your body clock. I got onto Netflix yesterday. My friend Julie helped me get it squared away. And I got watching something. I'm embarrassed to tell you what I was watching, but it wasn't Triple X or anything like that, but it was pretty tough stuff. But man, it kept me going. So all of a sudden I see it's 3:45 in the morning. I said, holy smokes, I got to get out of this rut. So, which led me to hitting the old sack and getting up early and trying to deal with some more old loss. You know, I told you earlier in my broadcast that on the first day of isolation, it was Sunday a week ago, my God, it's 2 weeks ago now. I dealt with a lot of stuff from my mom's, you know, shredding and tears and that kind of thing. Well, I think I'm in phase 2 or 3 with the removing some of the old useless stuff that doesn't quite mean as much to me. So I got into mom's music today. I didn't shred or anything. I put it in boxes because there's got to be some value to. Does anybody know what sheet music is? I got a ton of it, you know, going back probably 75, 80, 90 years. That was my mom's stuff. So I got that packed away neatly in a storage box because I got rid of, my God, 20 years of back taxes that weren't mine, you know, they were my mom's. Funny though, in my early recovery, you know, before I got into early recovery, I didn't have taxes for about 12 years. I didn't even file. Man, oh man, was I in trouble. And but I found out that after a while, the IRS will file for you. And that creates even more trouble. So with that, right, I got to know what the National Archives looks like, where I had to go down on Crawford Avenue in Chicago and go into the National Archives about all kinds of history. So as I'm reflecting on all these different things and changes, I was making a note here about all of the different expressions that come and go. And we got this thing now we call it social distancing. And then it was hugs, not drugs, long before that. Now, how about the words cool and crazy and wow? And my favorite is oh my. And but as I had this mental trip this morning, I thought about the recovery issues, and I was going to talk about page 417, the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous. And then my mind went to something else. And my mind went to Al-Anon. You know, I've been espousing of the value of AA. But I'm going to tell you, but beyond a shadow of a doubt, the real troopers in exercising and understanding the value of a 12-step program are those that are in Al-Anon. And because they are really the people that need to be in Al-Anon, they are warriors. And because they have put up with the behavior of folks like myself for so long that I don't know how they ever kept their sanity or even stayed in love with us. And Al-Anon has saved a lot of lives. It doesn't necessarily save marriages and relationships, but it definitely helps people define boundaries. You know, I used to just hate that word boundary, and but now I know what they are. And you know what? I've learned that I have boundaries too, and you can just go so far. You know, I had a fellow call me yesterday that he's got a he has the fellow's burned every single bridge that he could possibly burn because of his behavior, and I finally had to say, I can't drive 4 hours to come and get you because you got yourself where you are. You know, there was days I would have done that, but I just couldn't do it because of, well, what's going on? So, so in a light, nice way, I was able to say no. And I could say no in a different way today instead of saying hell no. So that's some progress. So I guess that's the main thing that I wanted to talk about today, and because I've got this fellow that's coming from out of state, and I have to get prepared for him. But you know, again, the energy that I'm putting into this, it's designed to help you folks. If you know anybody that has a problem, you know anybody that's got, especially behavioral health stuff, because man, you know the issues of being cooped up and you know, have you started talking to your refrigerator or your microwave yet? And then waiting for an answer. You know, that could possibly be. And but maybe you're having a great conversation, and that's okay too. But as long as you're not taking your frustrations out on the people that are closest to you, and that's easy to do, especially if some children in the house. What are they doing? You know. So I'm going to let that go for now, and I'm going to try and get back to you a little later in the day. Thanks for listening.